This morning, a taste of New York history. Sylvia's, a landmark restaurant serving delicious Southern cuisine since 1962, before the Harlem Renaissance.
Founded by Sylvia Woods, the restaurant located at 126th Street and Lenox Avenue has become a popular place for locals, tourists, and politicians. Woods, known as the Queen of Soul Food, passed away back in 2012 after battling Alzheimer's disease. But her legacy lives on through her children and grandchildren.
And this morning, her granddaughter, Tren'ness Woods Black, joins us with some food for the soul. Welcome.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning.
So nice to have you here.
I'm so excited to try everything on this table.
Well, what I sent today, these are my faves. So I love smothered pork chops. Whenever I would come home for break when I was in college, the first thing I would have was smothered pork chops, collard greens, potato salad. So I had to bring them for you. Macaroni and cheese.
So what is this smothered in?
So smothered, this, like, do you see this brown, delicious gravy? So this is a fried pork chop. So it's perfectly seasoned, and then it's deep fried, and then we take it out and we add a gravy. So you have your flour, your onions, your green peppers. You can put a little bit of celery, and we smother it down. It's like a warm hug. Yes. It's a warm hug for the pork chop, and then once you taste it, it's a warm hug for you.
And it smells delicious, too.
Oh, my gosh. It's making me really hungry this Sunday morning. And it's also good for breakfast, because with soul food, we eat it
morning, noon, and night.
Morning, noon, and night. So you can have this smothered pork chop over some grits for breakfast.
This is great. I've been to your restaurant many, many times. It is delicious. But I just have to ask I mean, speaking about a warm hug, what it's like to be Sylvia's granddaughter. I mean, she is such a legend.
It's everything. I mean, it's knowing that you come from a legacy that represents so many generations of African Americans who started out on the plantations in South Carolina, and they migrated to New York to make a better way, and what they took with them were a lot of the items that you see here, these recipes. And what soul food is the food that was found on the continent, in Africa. And so on the slave ships and on the plantations, there were yams and collard greens, and usually collard greens were just discarded, but we made them yummy and we made them delicious. So that's what it's all about.
And for people who don't know your grandmother's history, how did she get started in Harlem?
Oh my gosh, my grandmother started Sylvia's restaurant as a waitress.
Right.
She worked for Johnson's Luncheonette, a very small luncheonette, 35 seats. And in 1962, he said, "Hey Sylvia, I have another venture. I want you to buy the restaurant." Where am I going to get the money? It's 1962, civil rights, everything was crazy. She asked her mom. Her mom mortgaged our family farm, which is still in the family, thank God. So that means she paid her back. She paid her back in a year. In a year, my grandmother lived off of her tips.
Wow,
I was able to pay her back, and on August 1st, 1962, Sylvia's restaurant was born. And now, 55 years later, we went from 35 seats to the whole block. We have a food product line that's nationwide in the grocery stores that has over 40 items, spices, mixes, so you can cook like Sylvia at home.
Well, you know what I was going to ask you? I'm looking at the mac and cheese, and I'm looking at the fried chicken, and I'm just wondering, any secrets that you can share with folks who love these particular foods that I love?
I can have a bite of this, right?
Yes, dig in there. So here's the thing. With macaroni and cheese, and with anything that you make, our main ingredient is love. You have to love what you're doing, so you have to get in touch with your food. You know, you got to get in that food. When you're making that macaroni and cheese, get your hands on it. You know, you put in your eggs, you put in your cream, you make your cheeses together, you put your seasoning that you like, but you get one with it. And the same with the chicken. That's what fried chicken, what makes it so good. You season the meat, you massage it. So you massage it in like how we girls like to go get massages. That's what we do. We massage the seasonings into the kitchen, and then we put it in a little bit of flour, and we shake it off. Just do a little clap together on the two pieces. Make sure your fire is nice and hot, and the baby comes out looking so beautiful.
As we try that, Vanessa's going to give us one more check of the fork.